Everyone keeps talking about Ryan Anderson and Gypsy Rose like they're completely different people. Ryan is portrayed as the emotional victim, and Gypsy is usually portrayed as the manipulator. But after looking at everything that has come out over the past few months, I started noticing something interesting. Ryan Anderson and Gypsy Rose actually have a lot more in common than people want to admit. And today I'm going to break down 5 ways they are surprisingly similar. Let's start with something obvious. Both Ryan and Gypsy seem very comfortable being in the spotlight. When Gypsy was released from prison, she immediately stepped into the public eye. She did interviews, documentaries, podcasts, and started posting regularly on social media. And now millions of people follow her every move. But Ryan has also leaned into the attention. He began doing TikTok lives, interviews, and videos talking about the relationship.
I'll talk about Gypsy all I want. Gypsy, 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 Gypsy. Hey, Gypsy. Hey, Gypsy. Hey, Gypsy, Gypsy, Gypsy.
At first, people felt bad for him. But the more Ryan talked, the more it started to feel like he was also benefiting from the attention. And that's something he actually shares with Gypsy. Neither one of them seems interested in stepping away from the public drama. Another big similarity between Ryan and Gypsy is how both of them tend to frame themselves as the victim in their own story. Gypsy's entire public narrative began with the story of her being abused and controlled by her mother. And because of that, millions of people initially sympathized with her. But as more information started coming out over the years, some viewers began questioning parts of that narrative. Meanwhile, Ryan has also presented himself as someone who was deeply hurt and blindsided by the relationship ending. He often talks about how emotionally invested he was in Gypsy and how difficult the breakup was for him.
Damn, I don't want to get emotional about it. I really don't. It was like a Lifetime clip. And we were telling people, like, thank you for Lifetime being part of our lives. And I was holding Pixie. It was like a promo clip.
Now, to be clear, breakups are painful. But critics have pointed out something interesting. Just like Gypsy, Ryan's version of events often placed him in the role of the person who was completely wronged. And when both people in the relationship see themselves as the victim, things can get very messy. Another similarity between the two is how their relationships tend to become very public and very dramatic. Gypsy's relationships have also drawn a lot of attention. From her relationship with Nick Godejohn to Ryan, and even people she communicated with while she was incarcerated. Ryan also became extremely emotionally invested in Gypsy very quickly. We saw this through the emails that surfaced where he was sending multiple messages and expressing intense feelings. Some viewers felt that Ryan appeared very attached to the relationship, even before they had spent significant time together in person. And this fast emotional investment is something critics say both of them tend to do in relationships. When things go well, everything feels intense and exciting. But when things fall apart, the drama becomes very public. Another similarity between Ryan and Gypsy is how both of them seem to use social media to control the narrative about their story. Gypsy frequently posts videos addressing criticism, explaining situations, or responding to what people are saying about her online. Ryan has done something very similar. He posts videos discussing what happened in the relationship and defending himself from accusations. Instead of letting the situation fade away privately, both of them seem to return to social media to tell their side of the story. And every time they do that, the conversation starts all over again, which keeps the drama alive. One of the biggest similarities people notice is that both Ryan and Gypsy appear to seek validation from the public. They both respond to comments, they both explain themselves online, and they both seem very aware of how the internet perceives them. It can make everything 10 times more complicated. Instead of problems staying private, they become content for millions of people to watch and debate. And that's exactly what was happening with Ryan and Gypsy. At the end of the day, the Ryan and Gypsy situation isn't as simple as people make it out to be. A lot of people want to paint one person as the villain and the other person as the victim. But when you step back and look at the bigger picture, Ryan Anderson and Gypsy Rose actually share a lot of that same patterns. They both thrive in the spotlight, they both tell emotional versions of their story, and they both keep the conversation going through social media. So the real question is, are Ryan and Gypsy really opposites? Or are they actually more alike than either of them would like to admit? Let me know what you think in the comments below. Do you think Ryan and Gypsy are actually similar? Or do you think one of them is clearly worse than the other? Thank you guys for watching. I truly appreciate it. Please don't forget to like, share, and comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.